Alrighty, here Sunday morning, got my next project home, what my tires are going on. Pretty excited about it. Let me give the shout out to Oliver Plowboy 134. He guessed it pretty quick actually. That's within the first half hour of when the tire video was up. So congratulations to Oliver Plowboy 134. He's got an Oliver 70, an Oliver 60 and an Oliver 77 on steel, and pretty cool. So you can go check his channel out. He's got some videos up of him running, so yeah, go check his channel out. And thanks everyone for playing the game and guessing. And what I bought was an Oliver 7600, 1974 model. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. It's pretty dirty, but I get her cleaned off. It's gonna shine. And you can see here I've cleaned the paint up just a little bit in a couple spots, and it really makes it shine. Came out of a OZ Implement Company in Mattoon, Illinois. That's a Minneapolis Moline dealer, and but I think it actually came out of a dealer in Charleston, Illinois, which is about 5 or 6 miles to the east of Mattoon. Beaver Implement was the company there in Charleston, and we'd actually done business with them for 1 year. Our Oliver dealer had closed up in '69, I think it was, here in town, and so we had to drive down to Charleston to get parts. And then in '71, the Moline dealer picked up the Oliver contract and started dealing with them because they were a lot closer. But that was kind of neat that it actually sold out of a dealer we had done business with. And the only reason I think it came out of Beaver Implement was because uh, it has a little Beaver Implement keychain on the key. So I got a list made. It needs some TLC and whatnot, a couple of repairs. The straw walkers need some work in it. Um, but that's the biggest thing. And other than that, I'll just tune it up a little bit, clean the fuel system out, put a few belts on it. This is a 1974 model. And you can tell that because in the serial number it reads OR34232, and on the combines, O stood for Oliver. If you had a Moline, it started with an M. Cockshutt started with a C. R, that designated it was a 7600. 7800s were a P. 7300s were an S. And then that next number 3 designates what year in production it is. It started production in '72 with these machines. The third year of production, making a 1974. And I actually realized I'd looked up in the parts book on our 7800. I always thought it was a 73 all these years, and it turns out it's a 74 also. So kind of neat. Now I got two 74s matching in the series. Now I got a hydraulic leak to fix here. Thing actually runs though, which sure made it nice to get it onto the trailer. And to get it onto the trailer to where you didn't have to try to drag it out of the shed and hook up auxiliary hydraulics to raise and lower the head to get the head off of it and everything, and to get it in the shop. So that's kind of nice. The guy actually got it running for us. I got to put it's got glass packs on it right there. I got to put just dual straight pipes back on it, just because that's what it's got to have. But this doesn't sound right with the glass packs on it. Also came with a 15-foot beam head right there, flex head, which is good because I'd like to cut wheat and beans at this one, and then I can just do corn at the 7800 just to get my fix for running the 7000 series combines. I'm hoping to have it ready for wheat this next summer, but I got all winter, and that's why I brought it to my house here, is because then I can work on it in the shop and everything. I did have to let the air out of the tires to get it in the door. That pumped them back up. Climb up the cab here and vacuum the cab out last night. I had the crane to hold the vacuum cleaner up. Seat's still pretty good. The back's kind of falling apart, but it'll be alright for a little while, I think. The seats on these older machines are kind of hard to come by, or, good seats are kind of harder to come by. Note, let the air out of the tires before I pull it out the door. It had air conditioning in it, and he had the parts for like compressor and stuff, but I told him I probably wasn't going to put that on. I didn't get that stuff because his gas engine in the summertime runs hot anyways, that I don't really want to add to it with air conditioning. And the original air conditioners never worked that well anyways, so just sweat it out or run the door open or something. There's a keychain. Beaver Emblem Company. This is a gear drive model, not a hydro. I got a hydro unit at home, a complete unit I could swap into it if I wanted to. I haven't decided. I mean, I'm sure at some point I'll try to put a hydro in it and put a hydro in it. And then I've also like to put a bent extension on it just so it matches the 7800. Those are two things I doubt will happen this year just because I probably wouldn't have time to do them. But at some point I'd like to have a hydro and a bent extension on it, but gear drive works for right now too. So it's got the reverse and then 1 and then 2 and 3 speed transmission. This is a variable speed lever for it. And header raise and lower. And then there's the reel raise and lower on it. Now you can see it looks real similar to 7800 here. You get the choke and key switch, knob pressure and the water temperature and the amp meter and the fuel gauge. And all that works actually. I was pretty impressed. I haven't really been going fast enough to see if the miles per hour works or not. I really didn't even look at it actually. And then the cylinder RPM, and I assume they work. Those are pretty tough gauges and cables there. This one actually has a turn signal. This is a dealer installed option. The part 7800 we got also has this on it too. And then you got the fan speed and the auger gauge and the auger gate there. And obviously the separator gauge. Powered 318 Chrysler industrial engine. 118 cubic inch, 128 horse. The difference between this combine and the 7800 is this one has a 45 inch wide thresher and separator. 7800 is 52 inch. Still both have 5 straw walkers. This one's just a little narrower. This one's got a 150 bushel tank without a bent extension. 7800 has 170 bushel. 7800 had a little bigger radiator in it because it's got a 400 in it, and it actually comes, the engine hood folds down flat right here, and then it jumps up about like that, and to get a little taller radiator in it. But It runs pretty decent though. Actually, I think I got an exhaust leak. I couldn't really tell how smooth the engine is running. Just I think it had an exhaust leak on it, but I got to pull the manifold off, fix it. I got to pull the manifold off. We'll see though. Well, so there it is, my next project. There's a shield that goes on there, and I did get that. That's the only one I think that was not on the combine. Put it back on. Kind of rare to have these shields on. Now, that's a black chopper. They're made by Hart Carter for all of the combines. That 520, I'd never seen one that was painted black until I went and got that 3-row corn head a couple weeks ago for that 525. And that machine had a black chopper on it. And I don't know if they were just in a hurry and didn't have time to paint them, and when they got the shipment in, they needed to send the combines out or what. But you can see everything that was a Hart Carter option is painted black on here. Other option would be you just had a spinner that came back, and it'd be two pieces similar to this, and then they had a piece back in the middle with a bearing hanger, and it just had the rubber flaps that went around to spread stuff out. Variable speed cylinder. Well, so there it is. Sure I'll have plenty of videos working on it this next year, so don't think I'm going to take the carburetor apart because it was running awfully good, and I heard carb kits are getting kind of hard to come by for these. But I am probably going to go ahead and give it a tune up, put the cap and rotor and plug some plug wires in it, and points and condenser. Just because that stuff gets hot, especially when it's old, and if it's running through the field, sometimes it doesn't hold, it'll cut out and everything. I don't want that happening. So, well, thanks for playing the guessing game, and go check out Oliver Plowboy 134. And thanks everybody for watching.